Las Vegas and the 61st Annual AEA International Convention and Trade Show. Please welcome the AEA's President, Paula Derks.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Las Vegas. I would like to start this morning by recognizing GoGo Business Aviation. Will the representatives from GoGo please stand up? They are sponsoring this morning's opening events. GoGo, let us properly thank you. Please stand. And at the same time, I also want to recognize and thank all the companies who have generously sponsored various items during this week, whether it's lunches, refreshment breaks, a lot of great convention materials for all of you. You know who they are. They're in your schedule of events. They've been up on the screen all morning. They are listed in signage throughout the convention. So I would ask a big favor of all of you that are attending. Look at these companies' names, go up to them and thank them for their generous sponsorship. I know on behalf of AEA, we certainly thank all of our sponsors. So as you can imagine, the AEA has a very busy week planned ahead for all of you, and there is literally something for everyone. We have technical training classes. We have business management classes for everyone. We are going to share with you vital regulatory information with a large FAA contingency here this week as well. We have new products, obviously. We have a sold-out exhibit hall. We have an increase in advanced registrations over last year, so the week is going to be busy and full, and we appreciate all of you being here. In fact, personally, I cannot thank each and every one of you enough for being here. I know everyone is busy, but we thank you for committing both the time and the investment for being here in Vegas this week. It is appreciated. As you know, last year, the AEA celebrated its 60th anniversary, having been founded in 1957. So if you were in New Orleans last year, you know that it was a great tribute to this great organization. So you might think, okay, so we worked hard last year, we achieved 60 years, so this year we might just sit back, take time to rest on our laurels and come down from last year's celebration. You think we're done yet? Not even close. As we are heading into 2018 and AEA's 61st year, we have a lot of exciting opportunities for all of us, not just for the AEA organization, but for all of you. We all know, obviously, this year and next, it's going to be crazy busy, what with the ADS-B out mandate on the horizon. But along with ADS-B, there are many other exciting opportunities out there. And thankfully, the market is cooperating. Business statistics are showing and telling us that business aviation is on the rise. Companies are using their business aircraft more and more. And another piece of good news, the business aircraft for sale inventory is at its lowest level in 10 years. International economies are improving. The stock market until last Thursday was up, but it's up again this morning, I understand, and it will continue to, I firmly believe it will continue to improve. Unemployment is down, our market is busy, and with the plethora of new avionics and instruments and technologies, not to mention the possibilities for explosive growth in the drone market, the next few years are sure to keep all of you extremely busy. As the AEA Avionics Market Report released last month showed, retrofit sales were up more than 20% in 2017 over 16, and overall avionics sales were up nearly 3% in that same time period. And by all avionics sales, of course, I'm referring to both forward fit and retrofit. And here think about this. This is a good piece of information. The increase represents 2 straight years increase over declining sales and was the first year-over-year increase since 2014. That is good news. Of course, along with good news, yeah, that's worth clapping for. As much as we all enjoy good news, there's always those challenges that continue to affect our industry. The lack of new pilot starts, of course, is a a challenge that doesn't seem to be reversing. And it will take all of us to work together to try to help correct that problem and bring more new pilots into our industry, because that equates to new business opportunities for all of us. The lack of new avionics technicians entering our industry. And while for now, the threat of a privatized air traffic control system in the United States is on the back burner, no doubt it will return. And when it does, as it did this time, it will take everyone in our general aviation community to fight the airlines and their attempted power grab to control our nation's airspace. It's also going to take all of us to inspire and encourage and mentor new people to come into our industry. And the AEA realizes this, and we are here to help you find those technicians with the introduction of a new program we are calling AEA Career Pathway, whereby the AEA's Educational Foundation will underwrite the advertising expense of any shop looking to hire an entry-level technician. So you heard that right. We will pay for your advertising costs to post a job listing for entry-level technicians in both the print and digital versions of Avionics News and in our career section on the AEA website. This is a free recruiting tool that all AEA member shops can use. Plus, if an AEA member shop hires an entry-level technician this year within 2018, the Educational Foundation will extend its heavily discounted academic rate for you to send those entry-level technicians to a technical training class at the Derby Center for Professional Development at AEA's headquarters. So this offer equates to not only a generous discount on training, but a free recruiting tool that all of you can use. Also, the AEA recently signed on with 16 other aviation organizations to support an aviation technical workforce development bill. It's a bipartisan legislation, hopefully you've read about it in the press, co-signed by 4 US senators, and the legislation will make it possible to close the skills gap by incentivizing businesses, labor groups, educational institutions, and local governments to develop innovative ways to recruit and educate the next generation of aviation maintenance workforce for America. If passed, this bill will encourage collaboration between public and private entities to issue grants to support technical education and career development at a local level, which is an important part of this piece of legislation. So the AEA plans to work side by side with the 16 other aviation organizations over the coming months to help get this legislation on the floor and passed. We are here to help you hire and train the next generation of avionics technicians, because we are not done yet. We're not even close. So as you can tell, as great a celebration as we had last year in New Orleans and AEA's 60th anniversary, 2018 is going to be just as exciting. Before we kick off the convention this morning, there is something that I would like to share with all of you. I have stood at a podium just about exactly like this for the last 22 years as the president of the AEA. And before that, the day I graduated college, almost 39 years ago, I went to work for the AEA. So you do the math, and you can just imagine how much the AEA means to me and how important it is in my life. Beside my family, of course, and my faith, the AEA is my passion. During my tenure, the last 22 years as the president, I have had to make some difficult decisions on behalf of the association. It comes with the job. But probably none is as difficult as the decision that I'm now making and shared yesterday with the board of directors, and that is that I plan to retire from the AEA in about 12 months. Now, it may seem a little odd to announce a retirement so far out, and I get that, but it is my hope that this transition period will allow your board of directors the time it will take for a thoughtful and strategic search for the next president of AEA. It's the right time for me, and I firmly believe it is the right time for the next generation of executive leadership for the AEA as well. The AEA is in a great place right now. We're healthy, both financially and with the number of programs and services that we continue to develop and create and offer our members. And for the most part, I don't know if you all realize how lucky you are to have such a hardworking board of directors who volunteer their time to give back to this industry and to the association, as well as the most amazing and talented AEA staff who will continue to work hard for all of you as well. So for right now, this is the good thing about this announcement. There's no immediate goodbyes, and I plan to be here obviously for the rest of the year and into the next year. And I envision myself next year in Palm Springs at the AEA convention, standing at a podium very similar to this, but it will only be for a moment as I look forward to welcoming the next president of the AEA. So I ask you to work with me this year, work with the board of directors and the AEA staff. And in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, we have to get down to business. This is going to be a busy week, and let's get started with the week.
Aero-News Network's coverage of the 61st Annual AEA International Convention and Trade Show, live from Las Vegas, is brought to you in part by the following sponsors.
True Blue Power Advanced Lithium-Ion Mainship batteries feature proprietary nanophosphate technology. They deliver 3 times the energy density and are more than 40% lighter than lead-acid or NiCad alternatives. RTCA tested, FAA certified, available to OEMs today.
It's called Airtext Plus. The mobile office is now a true, cost-effective win-win reality because being available and part of the communication chain keeps you in control. Visit us at www.airtext.aero for more information and get started staying in touch today.
Avidyne is the pilot-centric innovator. If you look at Avidyne's 20-plus year history, we had the first moving map, full color, that had everything on it. We were the first ones to do a primary flight display for general aviation. Avidyne has lots of opportunities and things in the works that will continue the leadership role we played in the past of coming up with new concepts and always having the best user interface to them.
Are you stall smart? Ever since Orville and Wilbur took to the skies, pilots have been taught that the more airspeed you have, the better off you are. But over the last 100+ years, we've learned that's not always the case. Take stalls, for example. The common belief is that if you have sufficient airspeed, the aircraft won't stall. The fact is, an airfoil always stalls at the same critical angle of attack in relation to the relative airflow, regardless of airspeed, configuration, or weight. Learn more at aspenavionics.com.